Which isn't an easy order on Breeze at all.
Yeah, easier said than done, but this could certainly help Matters. Artist making it look like light work. Already going to find one towards Cloud, as it did seem as though Na'Vi wanted to get a little aggressive, potentially do a little bit of a walk mid, but a quick burst coming in through middle itself. Already contact made. SSA will get one, but a quick trade out for Baddy, and the site's now looking far more available. Spike to be ferried across to get to, though. Knife in the back towards JD. It's labored, but it works. It's never a pleasant thing to see, but it is going to be just two players trying to work back in. Make it just one, as Dinks tries to just do what he can, but has to face the music. Baddy is there, and FPX off to a good start, if you know what they are.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you do.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm working my way out of that. However, Artist ain't working his way out of that cage. So Dinks going to catch at least the first part of this, and yeah, nothing else coming in.
There's no follow-up there.
No, there was none. Where was the layers to that? I mean, I saw utility put down. I think Cloud was quick to it as well to make sure it was very hard for any of that second string to find access. At least got that rifle on Baddy B. That's what I'm looking for, and he does find at least some way to put it to work towards JD. So now options are plenty.
And it's interesting because Na'Vi are so quick to greet the, I guess, the back end of that execution or failed execution. Actually, Dano's got ahead of this out drone there, but Zipan still on red alert. We'll catch Dano. Now, actually, Na'Vi find themselves in a 2v4. FPX will get the spike down on A site.
Okay. 2v3, and none of the rifles that were lost, Zipan and Sugetsu weren't able to get their hands on them, so we'll be working with less, but Baddy doing really well, being almost proactive in the post plant here, just making sure he is the first person who greets them if they did try and go on that flank. However, it's now Dinks. You can see the player tucked just towards that right side door, and well, he's considered it already. So Baddy once again gonna have to pick up slack a little here. Sharp angle to the thing's not gonna happen. Zipan, great work. Waiting for timing.
Yeah.
He is indeed doing that. You can see the start going in. Flash goes in for Zipan, and the first through the door. Now he's pretty happy on the first with the trade for Artist. The fight is going to be under FPX control, but the retake isn't going to be far away. But they have somewhat nullified what that op stack is going to be able to achieve. Cloud, though, lovely reposition on Zipan. Dinks going to find Artist. The fight barely got down, and they still found 2 kills on the way back in.
Viper's Pit will be deployed on, actually, backside here. Going to cut off a lot of the progress towards default here. It is a 3v3, so definitely doable here for Na'Vi. Try and dig one of these FPX players out pretty quickly, though.
Just as he was looking towards that side, down to a 2v2, Shao and Baddy up against SSK, who gets found, and now Cloud, a 1v2, not gonna happen.
Investment in the next here, JD. That's going to fully force here, I guess, in anticipation of a judge in a Viper's Pit in the next round. Let's see, the opener goes in favor of Na'Vi. Artist will fall off the rip.
Let it rip. Do you like Beyblades?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
More than
yeah,
I'd like to admit.
Arena. Yeah.
I had 2 of them. What do you mean?
2, damn. Deploying those battle arenas wherever you went. And 2 players down for FPX. Artist and Shao. Out of this one, it's down to Zipan, Baddy, and Sugetsu. Try and make much happen, but look at where the picks actually came through. Relatively deep and early in the progress, so they're going to have to work their way through a substantial amount with only 3 of them. A little bit of contact towards door, but that's about it. The lean towards A is coming in, but it's a 4-play lean on this side. It's already 4 players trying to get past, and, well, SSK not looking as on the money as you'd like.
He's and a dirty spot.
Yes, it's not nice, is it, from JD?
FPX have already, they're here so early. They're ready to hit B.
And I hope they stick with this pace, though. And yeah, now you absolutely will. Finding Dinks, who got maybe a little curious because they had all that idea of intention and then no follow-up. This is a lovely fake pulled off by FPX, but honestly, I love the pacing to it. However, SSK leans in a little on that one, does find Zipan, and there's more there towards CT. 3 players. Now, mid hasn't been really worked yet by Na'Vi trying to find their way back through towards this site. This could get a little bit tricky. Again, the crossfire's gonna be strong on the whole. Baddy, Artist can make it hard work. There it is, Baddy gonna lean out and all catching Dano absolutely unawares. JD, though, gets to keep his life. I thought there'd be a swing from Artist, but actually now caught in no man's land. Cloud gonna join JD and look for more. Now the final 2. Cloud does not have the ult to work with, but he does have the gun at his side, and that's all they need, apparently. see if Na'Vi can readjust this scoreline, because 1 to 6 is quite hard to work against.
Another, actually similar to yesterday, a pacey piece onto B, but this time around, JD will find the first two, Ardis and Zipan full. They've still got a little bit of space towards side here. Bally actually got himself tucked in. Hunter Fury will get popped, and that's way in the open there. Bally punishes.
Yeah, a little sloppy on that. You're not going to get away with those sort of things. And now that 4v3. Xiao going to find SSK, and suddenly it's all even. Yeah, this is getting a bit worrying, considering this all happened prior to the spike plant. It's very viable, but Na'Vi suddenly just stranglehold the round. And if he does find a little bit of space on this, this is where it could get a little unnerving. Player just on that cubby. There's the swing. Sugetsu going to make the most of that, and that eliminates one of the big players here. And the investment of the ult behind it as Ardis was ready and waiting to catch Deneaux over towards the top of middle. And the only real answer back has been Cloud so far, denying Ardis any further spiraling to success, but leaving just JD and Dinks in this. And I mean, sadly for Dinks, already noted, does get one on the way out, a parting gift, but it does leave a 1v3.
They now forced to try and find something. Actually struggles with the first one to get to an awkward exchange between the two, but spike down. Clock ticking away for JD. LG will shut it down. So FPX answer straight back here. This is pretty big for FPX if they can win this one. Could be looking at a 10-2 half.
It certainly could be. And Ardis looking like he wants to go right off the rip with it, joined by Zipan's ult coming in as well. Probably pop flash to follow. Yeah, Dink eats that too. Yeah. I'm surprised to be alive. Yeah, let's get away with one, but does effectively trade his life for it. A 3-to-1 trade, make it 4 FPX. Pick up the pace and pick up the site, and probably the round to follow. JD just really kind of a passenger in the formality of this round, but I love that pace coming out from FPX, just taking over tube control, working really nicely off the back of the null command, everything beautifully succinct. And there's the closer. Double down on this peak, does get noted, does get found, gets dispatched handedly by Zipan. That's quite telling already, but they actually decide to go for the cross. That does tee up at least SSK. Catch one towards elbow, but now spurring on the hit towards site. Dinks overwhelmed, down to 3. JD, SSK, and no, just being bullied at this point. FPX, powerful approach here.
Well, there's no nonsense whatsoever. Again, it's only Guardians and 2 rifles on the other side here, but JD once again finds himself in a 1v4 scenario. Ali G tagged up. I want him to be the first to fall here. Xiao just holding a pixel angle, but JD wise to actually. Is that another headshot? What?
Man is pumping DPS. Finds Sugetsu, but he's still got Ardis, which is a bit of an issue. And there it is. Caught on the cross. Should be some consideration of this. Yeah, I think Dinks has definitely heard the steps now. Teed up for potentially 2. Yeah, lovely work from Dinks. Huge turn of events. Now A looks very, very tasty. You've got to now consider this.
Actually, Ardis had started to rotate away based on that progress through cave. All 5 members of Na'Vi will make their way towards A site now. Na'Vi in a good position to play this pretty aggro as well. The plant's going to come back site.
Spike planted.
Most of you think that's going to be the intention.
You've got a lot of players leaning this way. Xiao has a lot to clear. Shot and a half on Cloud, but clear the next 2 going to be tricky. Sugetsu going to at least alleviate the pressure on one. There's still a player close left that they've yet to really note, but this is where Xiao might meet his maker at this point. JD hasn't really revealed his hand. And Xiao really, yeah, unaware. JD played that well, played patient, didn't overextend. And Na'Vi get the first in the second half. Oh, the presence from that A site, and Ardis wanting to get involved in towards middle. Oh, the shot's gorgeous from Ardis. Lines up to, delivers on both fronts. Now SSK's in danger and he knows it. There's pressure now coming in from more players towards top middle. Sugetsu's dived in there. He's like, oh, Ardis, nice work, mate. I'll join you. Why not? And SSK's stuck here. He needs a little help from Dinks to be able to try and maybe get away from Pillar if he can. That's perfect. Good trade, though. Ardis still present in towards middle. And that battle begins between the two. SSK! That's... there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
That was crisp. And the thing is, Xiao preemptively rotated away to try and backstab from double doors here. So SSK actually has a free plant towards B site. This is doable here. He's got so much time to set up as well.
Spike planted.
Yeah, he can slip away wherever he wants to, right? Like, Cloud knows that... Well, sorry, Xiao doesn't quite know exactly where SSK's gone. Gonna have to take his time on approach. That's a little bit of utility to play with, though, so he could implement that if he feels it necessary. There we go. Trying to do what he can to force the hand, and SSK, actually, this time can't flick
misread.
as quick. And you're right, misreads it slightly on the positioning, but well played to Xiao on the play back in. Ardis looking to get themselves involved, pushing up towards main on that A site, swings the corner, does find things, look for another one. What's down to know, but there's the backup, there's the cavalry, and now there's the problems. In the meantime, they did lose Batty G, so Ardis has to back away, tries to reaggress, get a little cheeky behind the wall, underhand flash from Zipan.
What?
SSK turns it. He looked preemptively ready for this. This guy's on one today. If we have him in full form, this is going to be a series and a half. It looks like it will be potentially going to a third if this keeps up, but still two standing. JD and Denote. Oh, the spray a little wild from JD, but it's tamed in the end. Leaving just out. And well, he's still kicking, still fighting, but it's not he was going to be a problem. And JD going to continue forward for Na'Vi. Oh,
Spotted though.
and okay, popped it off the back of contact. Cloud, now we're going to do with it though. Quick flash. That's a little risk, but still, yeah, I don't love that peek from him. Seemed a little half-handed. And Batty G and Zipan just turn into turrets, claiming everyone's standing. And that was a response and a half. A flawless round. Yeah, they can still tussle with the idea of doors and maybe working through tube, but it will leave them with a late hit. We're down to about 30 seconds, and this is at this marker. They're going to have to go and probably get towards site around 20 at this point. And FPX know that. They've already got 3 players in really annoying positions to try and get past. Xiao trying to play his life here. Blinded. Zipan's going to bail him out for a little bit, but you can see the kills coming in for Na'Vi. They're still fighting here. 18 seconds. Dinks and JD, the only 2 alive. Another ult to be invested. But the spikes in the hands of Dinks. He's got 12 seconds. Got to get towards the site eventually, and there it is. The spike should go down. They left out real late in the day, but they are surrounded on every single front.
Interested to see how bad he plays this. Ultimately, he's in a position to backstab here, but there's a big gap outside his ultimate and the spike and Dinks.
Well, I guess you could just walk in. I guess you could just walk in. Just walk in and smash the door down. That's one way to do it. So get to just like, guys, guys, I'll get it done. Don't stress. No problem. No worries. Let's get it done. Let's get to the next map. It's 13-6 to close out, and FPX kind of pick up where they left off, really.